Zombie apocalypse.
Alright, hello there. So, welcome to the first video that I'm gonna be calling UNMETA. So, UNMETA will be a video series that will feature a champion every week where we're going to be defying the meta in terms of climbing the rank ladder and just try to have fun with a champion that we choose and build a deck around it. And for today's week, we'll be featuring and focusing on Jinx. So Jinx is an aggressive champion that requires you to empty your hands for her level up to be triggered. And likewise, when she levels up, her passive requires you um, to exhaust her hand for her to create this super mega death rocket, which is basically a one mana costing burn deck that doesn't just affect the nexus but also the field and the board. So knowing that this is or it deals one to all enemies, it has a very strong impact in the early game, as well as well, it can also be a good closer for games because of the reach value. On top of that, when Jinx is leveled up, she has the capacity to draw an extra card, which gives you a plentiful of card advantage to support her need to actually because she revolves around emptying your hand, so having that extra card advantage is really helpful, most especially when you're just throwing your resources on the field or on the board, because her lore is actually quite chaotic, and that kind of gameplay where there's a lot of reckless abandon is really attached to her character. So first of all, we'd want to have Jinx protected because we want her to be on the field at all times. So that's something that we need to consider. We can team her up with Ionia due to having a lot of reactive or defensive spells. Because for Piltover, I don't think there's anything that could protect Jinx here. Yeah, there's nothing. Piltover is quite an aggressive deck, or an aggressive region. So we'll have to assume that we have to look elsewhere. So the only things, or the only region that can, excuse me, that can protect Jinx right now is Demacia with its barrier, and I don't think we'll be able to reach a point where we're gonna be able to cast Unyielding Spirit, because that's 8 mana. We want to keep our mana curve very, very low for us to easily exhaust it when Jinx is on the field, or easily exhaust it when whenever she's on the field. We could pair her up with a lot of the units from Demacia because they do have some respectable amount of what do you call this? 1-drops that has good stats like Cithria. But the issue is they're not good on their own. They're very reliant on a spell called, or actually Bannerman. So we might have to look elsewhere. Yeah, we might have to look elsewhere. And also, having the Demacian units will not provide us any advantage because they can easily be blocked. So we might have to look into something that has reach, a unit that has reach, like Elusive, Fearsome, or those that can burn the enemy, or has basically any unit that has reach, and Demacia does not have that. For Freljord, it can protect Jinx in a way that it can only, protect her whenever she's being attacked or challenged or being vulnerable. But for spells, there's nothing that can protect her here. We might as well look into Ionia. For Ionia, there's a couple of things that can protect Jinx. First is going to be Recall, which is a 1-drop. And as I've mentioned, we want to keep this very low. So there's Recall. There's Key Guardian, which keeps her alive for the first time she drops. Then we have retreat. So those three things is something that I might have to incorporate. I don't want to go with uh the three drops because I'm quite worried that we are gonna have to adjust our mana curve. We might put a few twin disciplines or shadow shift here and there, but for now, I want to be able to focus on retreat. 2 retreats and 2 key guardians plus a recall should suffice. So we have a total of 8. Now we're going to be talking about the threats. So we're going to want to have those 1 drops. With that in mind, I'm wondering if we should include spells as well. I think we want to have Mystic Shot here. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Wait, I just had my brace adjusted, so anyway, Mystic Shot. There's an article that I've read that whenever you're using Piltover Zon, 3 Mystic Shot is always a staple. So I'm gonna try and apply that to this one. So we have Mystic Shot. How many spells do we have? 11. And I'll probably add 1 of this since we already have a copy of it with Jinx, and I don't want to have that much of a discard function. Because we're not going to be revolving around discard here. I don't think that's something that would work without Draven. What we'd want is to have a very low mana curve, which will enable us to just drop everything easily and quickly. Silent Shadow Seer is something that I might have to look into. We can try playing 3 of her, or just maybe 2, because I'm very unsure of her. But she's very easy. She's like this body. She's like this burn deck that has a burn spell that has a body, because she's elusive and can only be blocked by units that has elusive as well. So with that in mind, we can have her be utilized in this deck and other elusives as well. We also have a lot of I think she can be a key. You know what? Let's make elusives the main threat in this deck, because it allows us to bypass blockers. So we'll have that, and we'll have a Daring Poro. How many elusives? I think the Green Glade is another one that we should include. Alright. How many elusives do we have now? 3, 6, 9, 11, 13. I think that's fine. 9 spells. Okay, so far we do have another. I'm wondering if we should add another recall, but I'd probably add I'd probably splash a rummage just for that card advantage that we will need in the future if ever. Then I'll have Navori Highwayman. 2 of it just to fuel Green Glade Duo. But I'm actually not sure if that's helpful, so I'll probably just drop it to 3. I do need Keeper of Masks, because she will help us push forward quicker. So I'll put 2 of her. I could put 2 of the Academy Prodigy, just because she's very threatening, and we could have an enemy waste her or their removal on her. Let me see if there's anything that we could add. We'll probably need to add 1 Deny. I'll probably have... We already have a recall, so I'll probably have Shadow Shift just for an alternative 3-drop. Offensive 3-drop. Then 1 Twin Discipline. How's our mana curve doing? Okay, it's all leaning towards 2, so we might have to put more 1s. But I don't know if we're good with 1s. There's not much 1s here that we could really utilize. I'd want Astute Academic, because when Jinx levels up, she's gonna be this consistent 3-2. She's gonna be a 3-2 all throughout the round, all throughout the game. I could add Inspiring Mentor, because he can fuel my elusives, so we can consider him. But right now, excuse me. Who do we need? Who can we have? Should we add another? Should we add 3 drops? You know, maybe I should add Shadow Assassin. She's one of the greatest card in Ionia anyway. So I'll probably look into adding her just for an additional card advantage. So we have 3 cards that are for card advantage. We have 1 Rummage, 2 copies of Key Guardian, and Shadow Assassin. To protect our key units, we have Twin Disciplines, Deny, Shadow Shift, Retreat, Key Guardian, and Recall. And then we have our offensive units: Daring Poro, Navori Blade Scout, Green Glade Duo, Navori Conspirator. Navori Highway is odd. I should probably leave him out of this. I could add another Silent Shadow Seer though, which will probably help us. I don't know. This is basically the first time we'll be using the deck, so 13 spells. Alright, let's put more into... I think I want to have a ratio of 25 units and 15 spells. So for units, we still need 3. But which 3 am I going to add here? That's the question. I could add Academy Prodigy, or I could add Sparring Student. Or I could actually add Inspiring Mentor too. But that's something that I think I don't. We could go for Astute Academic. It's very hard for me to choose, honestly, because I'm really choosing between the 1 drops. I don't want to add too many 2 drops, as we're already filled with that. So I'm choosing between Sparring Student or Inspiring Mentor. This allows us for setup. This allows us for board advantage or threat. Astute Academic or Sparring Student. So I'd want us to have board. It's always about the board because we want to expend our hand. Astute Academic is not something is only dependent on Jinx, so we'll probably go with 3 copies of Sparring Student instead, or maybe 2 and 1 Inspiring Mentor, but I don't see why not 3 instead. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Then for the next 2 spells that I'd probably put in this one would be... I'm really wondering if I should double the recall, but we already have many recall effects like Shadow Shift, Retreat, and Recall. Maybe we should add 1 counterfeit copies just in case, and another recall maybe. That would bring back our tempo though, so that we might have to invest in Retreat instead. Yeah. Alright, so let's try this deck. I think the main threat that we have, or the star of our deck, would be Silent Shadow Seer, because she can revive herself and strike until she can be blocked. Jinx is going to be like an ender with her spell, but our main goal is to really have her. Oh, I forgot about the champion. But what we're aiming for, Jinx, is to really have her level up as quickly as possible. The thing is, I want a 2-drop in Ionia, but there isn't. There's only Zed. So if that's going to be the case, we might have to drop Shadow Assassin for another Zed. But that would cut us from the elusives. How many elusives do we have? Yeah, we have Shadow Seer, so I guess we could just go crazy. Yeah, I guess we could do this. 2 Zeds. I still need some form of card advantage, so or card draw engine. So Shadow Assassin, Key Guardian, and Rummage. Would that be enough? This will just... I'll probably have to put on with Rummage. But that's gonna discard, and I don't have much discard. How many do we have? You know, we're very high on one, so maybe I'm gonna add that. How many threes do we have now? 7. Yeah, 8 threes shouldn't be fine. Shouldn't be bad. Alright, I'll add another Z. Is that a good idea though? Well, it's going to be the first trial, so let's do a preliminary test. Let's play against the player and use Jinx. Normal. I did try, as you can see, I did try out different Jinx decks, but this is going to be the first time that I'm gonna do it thoroughly and record it. Alright, so all we need to remember is we want to push early with the elusives and end with Jinx. That's a pretty straightforward game plan if you ask me. I don't want to keep Navori Conspirator because we don't have Navori, the 1-drop Navori. I forgot his name. Then I don't want to keep Retreat, or I actually want to keep Retreat because of Zed. I don't want to keep Get Excited. Alright. We're probably going to be able to summon Zed at round 3 and try to attack with him and keep Retreat. So we're talking on odds. Yeah, I'll probably do that. This is for round 2. Barrier Zed, and then attack with Zed on turn 3. I forgot to attack. I was so focused on what I'm gonna be doing next that crap, I forgot. I absolutely forgot. Okay, that's good. We have to use Keeper of Mask wisely. So she'll be at 4 mana this round. I don't know. Will she? The problem is if he or she you know what, I'll just call it the opponent. The problem will be if our opponent tries to Frostbite Zed. That would be relatively problematic. And as I don't have any deny, I don't have mana to cast deny. What I mean to say is that. Alright, let's hope. Oh no. I'm scared that he might Frostbite. I don't mind, I have Barrier, I forgot. Alright, we managed to hit for 4. Yeah, for 4. Alright, it seems like it's going well. Is on the job. He's probably gonna challenge Zed. And can I do that? No, I can't. I was hoping I could drop Keeper of Mask, raise Zed to 4, then cast Retreat, then bring back Keeper of Mask and cast it again to bring Zed to 5, but I lack mana. I need 5 mana for that. I don't mind. You know, let's have his moment. The problem is he'll have a freaking... Okay, now that's something I don't want to happen. Should I bring him back? Yeah, it's an elusive. I should bring him back. This is a burst, right? So I could use Navori Conspirator instead.
I'll take it from here.
Then I'm gonna drop Sparring Stools.
Check out these moves.
Because I'm gonna drop Daring Poro, that would bring him to 2. Okay.
Ready, willing, and learning.
We're gonna be able to go all out a bit in this round.
If they're out there, I'll spot them.
Then we're gonna go with Keeper of Masks. But I'm not gonna attack with
See the world through new eyes.
So I'm gonna attack with Zed, with this, and with this, and with this. Yeah. I should bring them up again. Just good. So 4, 7, 4, 7. So that's 6, 11, 13. We're gonna hit for 8, 10. We're gonna hit for 10 on round 5. So that's not bad. Round 5 hitting for 10. Well, originally the damage is 4, 8, 13, 19, 21, 24. 24 damage at round 5 isn't so bad. I mean, from my experience, though. Okay. I don't know why I do that, but alright. I'm not that much afraid of Zed because I have 2 spells that will protect me. Now I could do that. So he's at 8. How is he at 8? That's my question. I'm gonna have to recall Zed. 3, 5, 8. Yeah, we're very... I think retreat is a good... So that's 7, 9, 12. I should have added a blocker there, but okay.
I am the blade in the darkness. Are you supposed to be here?
Should I do this? Wait. There must be something we can do to push this forward. So he's at 6. We have 3. We have 3. Could definitely look into replacing this and then replacing that. Which this will bring us to 4.
A mug of your warmest milk, my friend.
Here we go. He's at 4 damage. So, alright. 5, 7. 4, 8, 4, 6, no, 8, 10, 12, 16, 19.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Oh, I can't bring out Zed now. He's gonna ruin it. I hope I get a Mystic Shot. That's the only way we could win this. Because the field he has is seriously messed up.
Let's show our friends the door. This one's on the house. Show me your best.
Okay, I'll block these.
Focus.
Kinku, hold
I'll
fast.
take the 3. I do have a deny to keep my Navori Conspirator alive.
Love ya.
Into darkness.
Let's hope that we'll be able to attack with this dude. Alright, we are able to win it. So I think we're facing against... I don't know the premise of the deck that we just faced against, but anyway, that was a good preliminary test. The deck is very promising. I mean, I did see a lot of combo happening with Sparring Student and Zed. I was initially hoping for... because Sparring Student and Green Glade Duo is probably something that we have to keep in the core. These two are probably on their own, are a threat unit on their own. Then we have the elusives. Well, the Green Glade Duo is also an elusive, but for them to have that kind of that capacity to just buff themselves with specific conditions is good. So we can probably end games with these two, or we can chip them for, which is something that we don't want to do. We can chip their health with the elusives that we have here. But Keeper of Masks is something that we want to have at least three copies, maybe? Should I put a 3 copies? But it's probably gonna clutter my hand if it's not going to present itself early on. So let's keep it at 2. It's a conditional card anyway. This is something that we want to drop early on if we want to end the game. But so far, for the preliminary testing, I don't think I want to change anything right now. We have yet to see the effect of Shadow Seer in the deck, but for last round, or for this preliminary test, we were able to win with basically Zed and the elusives. Surprisingly, Daring Poro made it happen. So yeah, we're gonna have to try some initial testings again this week, so hopefully you'll be able to see that, and hopefully you'll be able to like that. And if you do, please leave me a like in this video, and if you really want to see more contents of this UNMETA series, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye.